And do check, 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 check. All right, I think we're good. Huzzah! Huzzah! Hi guys, welcome on. My name is Tiffany. I'm the owner of Tiffany Cosplay LLC, which is a company that focuses on costume and prop fabrication as well as education. And welcome to my live crafting stream on YouTube, not on Instagram and not on TikTok. So if you want to send me a comment or ask a question, leave these platforms and go over to YouTube. So yes, and it's free there. Wish I. That's where you can show the most support. But yeah, welcome guys. It has been a few weeks since I streamed. Had getting ready for a convention and then just getting back from it and finishing up costumes and things, and I finished my Nilo costume. It looked really good. It did break in transportation though. The horns that I resin printed were so pretty, so good, and they kind of like shattered in the suitcase, but I also had a bunch of my makeup break, and my suitcase, which is, they're like travel trunks. They're really sturdy and all. It was, when I got it off of the little rotating pick up your luggage thing, I could tell it was a little funky because it had been squished some. So yeah, the horns, I actually have them back here. They broke both times. Luckily I was able to get super glue to fix it, but they are, I always wrap my stuff. I have never had a piece break on me in, like, since 2018 or 19, from me flying to all these conventions and stuff. But, these are the horns. They're, wonderful. Yeah. And the places that they broke were none of my welding spots either. So it was kind of funny to see that. I did a good job assembling them. It's just they had other parts that weren't so good. So this will be a remake at some point, as well as I'm still not happy with the shirt. It was, I think what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to cut off the sleeves and I'm just going to have it where they just sit lower, because it doesn't feel right, and how it looks and fits just, it was funky and I didn't like it. Yeah, so the horns broke. For all the pictures, luckily my sister, she was there, and we were able to go to an HEB and get super glue and super glue them together, and I was just like, I hope they don't come apart, and they didn't. They broke again on the way home. So yeah, but I'm gonna redesign them so they're a tiny bit thicker on the band. Like, they're totally fine if, like, I wasn't flying with it and it didn't just, yeah, I don't know, so, yeah, fun. But, yeah, today we're gonna be working on my Lilith costume. We are finally back working on Lilith, and what is my thing doing? Okay, sorry. So took, I think, like a 2-month break on Lilith. If you haven't seen the costume, I've already made the horns, the whole outfit, and everything. It looks fantastic. And now we're going to be finishing up on the wings. And I kind of worked on it beforehand, but I really needed a break from the costume. And we're back to working on it now. So there is the, to finish the wings, I need to start the tail, and then also I'm going to try to make it yellow boys, so yeah. Oh, for people that are saying like different glues to bring, when you're flying, a lot of times you are not allowed to bring contact cement glue or super glue on a plane. You can bring hot glue, but a lot of the other ones are frowned upon because they actually are explosive in some types. So yeah, you kind of can't really travel with that. Just so y'all are aware. So yeah, but hi everybody as well, if I missed you. But yeah, we've got, I'll show you kind of some of the stuff that I have. So if you didn't see, I originally, so this is part of the wings, I originally resin printed each of the bone parts on the bottom of the wings. I don't know what they're called. and I wanted to try making them lighter. So I actually made a mold of them, and then I casted them in Feather Light, which is what this material is. It has a CPVC pipe bone structure inside of it to help so it doesn't break, and then it also has a thread here, which then attaches to the main part of the wing. So it will actually, this isn't the correct piece that it goes to, but it'll screw onto here because I have to fly with these wings. And if you haven't seen Lilith's wings, they're a wee bit big. So it has to completely come apart. So this is like my best option with it. These parts, which I don't think I had shown, where again it's the CPVC pipe bone structure with your threaded system in here, and they're actually not finished on the top. It still has to be complete with all the other pieces, but it's a lot easier to work on individually right now. But it has the CPVC pipe, and then I ended up doing expanding foam, making a cardboard mold, so that way... Hey, look, it's somebody that wants to be banned! Oh, good for you. And then, sorry, control's already on. But expanding foam, and then it's been carved, and then it has 2mm EVA foam, which is what the red part is, and then it is covered in foam clay that has been added tons and tons of textures and stuff. So yeah, wajah, wajah, wajah. But that's kind of where we're at. And today we're going to be working on actually these pieces, which is the main part. So this will go into a harness, and then this is the main wing structure that goes up, and then all of the other parts come down from it. So you'll have a bunch of these, if you can envision that, with the webbing. So yeah, but this is our end result today. The other one, I've already covered it in foam clay, and then we're going to start adding the details. Foam clay for large pieces, you kind of have to work on it in multiple days, and it's been covered...
Write it down, write it down!
Adam, thank you for the 19-month support of being a legendary member. I appreciate it. And then the mini creep, thank you for becoming...
Write it down, write it down!
I appreciate it. But yeah, so you have to kind of work on it in 2 days, and if you do foam clay, it takes like 24 hours for it to dry out. So we're going to add lots of water to it, and it's all wrapped up already, so that way it can last. But this is what we're going to be working on today. Also, we do have 2 new sponsors. One is Smooth On, and then the other one is Ronald's Advanced Materials, I think? Or,
write it down, write it down!
I had this remembered, but I totally forgot. Let's see. It should be, I think, RAM. Is that my one? Reynolds Advanced Materials, yeah, okay, I got it. Rio, thank you also for being a legendary member for 19 months, I appreciate it. But yeah, there are 2 new sponsors, as well as we have a new goal for the stream. So all donations are going to be going towards this, and I can't tell you too many details, but I am going to be doing an international convention, and I do have to raise a little bit of money for this convention to go to it. So we have a goal right now of $1,500. We have a few months towards it, so I appreciate any support for it. And when I am allowed to say more information, I will let y'all know. But that's kind of everything I can say right now about it. But it should be cool. Yeah. So let me write down all of the stuff, and then we can get started. Yeah. Oh, we had... Alrighty,
And cheers.
With some Dr. Pepper. Yeah, the wings are quite large. They will most likely be the largest pair of wings that I have made. So we'll see. Yeah. No life size will try. Sorry, guys. Yeah. But, okay, so let me get everything going. Oh, and this is the foam clay that we've been using. I normally use TNT Cosplay Supply, but they're no longer carrying foam clay, so I just got this off of Amazon.
Yay!
Real, thank you for the $20 donation. I appreciate it. Also, look, if somebody can check to make sure the goal updates. If not, then I'll have to manually do it and figure it out after the stream. Push up! Thank you! Let's see. It does not look like it's updating on my end. I'll give it a little bit though. We'll see, we'll see. But yeah, this is the foam clay. I got it off Amazon. This is the 500 grams. So, bigger container. I've gone through quite a lot because of Lilith right now. Alright, and then I want to put this here just as a reference. We will be doing a lot of texturing, and I will try to keep as much of it on camera as possible, but it does tend to have a little bit of issues doing it. So, okay. And then here is the wing part. I gotta be careful setting it down too much. Foam clay, while it's still wet, when you add thickness to it, will actually push itself closed and like flatten in spots. So I gotta be a little careful with it. And then let me get all of my texturing tools out. So I've got file. Of course, we have water and a paintbrush, because working with foam clay, you have to constantly be adding water to it. I've got my leather burnisher, but I've been using the butt end for things. Aw, Wizard, thank you. We'll get the notifications. I think my thing is really slow today. Wizard, thank you for the $50 donation. Let's get it started, and then the mini creep for the $20 donation, because cosplay is crazy expensive. I really appreciate the support, guys. Much love. And I will write it down.
Yay! Yay!
There's the notification. Push up.
Yay!
Alrighty. I got it, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, it seems like it's not... Why is it not updating? Okay, well, it's not going for some reason. I'll fidget with it after the stream. I am writing down the amounts, so I will update it for our next stream. Sorry that it's not updating right now. I think I have to resend a code, but then I have to restart my stream, and yeah, so. How's the rest of the convention? I'm not going to talk about the convention, so we will leave it at that. Yeah. But it was good seeing you again. I was the one thing I was a bit sad of is I wasn't at my booth as much. I'll talk a little bit about it, but a lot of people didn't know I was there and didn't know where I was if they knew I was there. So I missed a lot of people, and it made me sad. But yeah. Okay, we're gonna start off with, how did I do this last time? it'll be easier to do the lower part. So because I've covered all of this in foam clay last night, you do have to wrap it. So you add water to it first with the paintbrush and then you wrap it, and this will help it from not drying out overnight. It'll be a little bit dry, but it won't be like completely. So you can see here, it still looks pretty wet. There are some spots you can see where, like here, it's less shiny, same with here. And a bag that you put over it will actually leave a different texture on it, so something to be aware of. And for me, I just deal with it. I add it as another texture to the piece, but if you don't want that texture, you may not want to put a bag over it. You might want to do a different method. So, yeah. Okay, and I'm gonna make it a little bit brighter. This is the cat cam configure. Well, let's add this up a little. Should be a little better. A little hard to see, but yeah. And this is where we will figure out if this is going to be the best for showing it off, or if it will be better to do it on this camera. I'll mess around with it a bit. I'm going to smooth out the texture a tiny bit. It will be a lot of holding on to it for a while. We're just gonna do that and not mess with this one, because that's just gonna be too annoying. That's a little better. Okay. Yeah, YouTube's always going to be behind from Instagram or TikTok's live feed, but it is my main one that I'm looking at. And that's just because YouTube always has a delay, no matter what. Got to chit-chat again. It was nice catching up after missing some. Yeah, you disappeared. I'm glad I got to talk to you though about everything. I hope everything is better now. Yeah. Okay, let's add some water. I shouldn't really need to add any more foam clay. I had a good amount that I added to it last night. Hi Shadowman, Pokemon. Don't water the wings yet. I don't have planned going to New York City Comic Con, so if you want to see me there, I would suggest requesting me as a cosplay guest and have them bring me there, but otherwise I can't afford to go to other cons. I'm already doing BlizzCon this year, and as I said earlier, I'm saving up for an international con, and it's a bit pricey to go to cons all the time. So yeah. The only cons that I have planned as of right now are BlizzCon, and then the international one that I can't say more about. And then there's some I'm talking in the works with for doing workshops at, but nothing is set in stone. Which I'm kind of happy to take a break from doing conventions. They can be really stressful. And I want to kind of catch up on making things and tutorials. I did release for my members on YouTube a new tutorial last night for finally the Junker Queen axe from Overwatch that I made like 8 months ago, 9 months ago. I finally did the making tutorial, and then I started working on the painting tutorial today, so hopefully I'll start getting a lot more out for y'all, since I have been really behind on tutorials. And then I'll be working on all of the Megumin ones next, for those that are interested. So I'm kind of using the butt of this to kind of make this more of the vein, like bone-like shape, just to smooth it out a little bit more. I could use more force with this rather than using my fingers. And one thing I noticed with the foam clay that I wasn't quite anticipating was all the pieces. So I took a 2-month break from these, and there are seams under here with the foam. And when I originally covered everything, there wasn't any seams. And now that they've been sitting, the foam clay started to shrink and dry out more because they're not covered in paint, they're not sealed or like primed with Plasti Dip and everything. So it's one thing to be aware of if you're going to do foam clay and just kind of have it sit there. So I am going to have to go back and fix a little bit of my old parts. So like specifically here, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but there's a, right there you can see, there's a seam, and I don't want that to show. So I'll have to go back and kind of fix it. It's like my magic eraser I'm using right now. Doing much better, Creo. Getting more and more fun each day. That's how you didn't get to see. Yeah. I was in costume most of every day, and when I wasn't, I did go out and we got a drink each night at the not the fairgrounds, the lantern garden thing, and that was nice. But otherwise, I was so dead and I just wanted to be in the hotel room. Travel was a bit of a interesting mess with how much suitcases I had to do and traveling by myself, and I don't like the Houston airport at all. It was interesting, and I was going back to Texas. I don't know if it was like the hotel room or if it was just Texas in general, and I've been away for almost a year that I've now have allergies again, which I never had allergies in Texas, but I was sneezing so bad, and it was mostly in my hotel room and in the hotel itself. So I don't know exactly what it was, but once I came home, I was like fine again. So it's a little weird. Was not too thrilled on that. So it's kind of like, ugh. But yeah. What's the best material for removable pieces? it depends on what you're talking about. Like if you're doing armor to have it removable from like a bodysuit, I would recommend Velcro. Velcro's really good to use for any type of stuff. For wings, I would recommend using a harness and having where you engineer having the wings come off, but I don't really know how to answer it without more of a yeah. Definitely your custody, your parents helped me so much. You're making a meal right now, and he's cool. Have you tagged me in the Instagram stories with it? Cause then I know what it looks like, but otherwise I don't know what it looks like. But thanks for using my patterns. I always love seeing what people are making. I got a really nice message today too of somebody they're gonna use my my 9-tail Ari harness, but they're gonna be using it for the 9-tail Naruto Fox. And they wrote a really nice message saying like they've been trying to figure it out and their attempt didn't work and they're so excited to do mine and have it work and all of this, and it's like, oh, I'm so excited to see this. I love it when people take my patterns or my 3D prints and they don't just use it for the same thing I did. They make it into their own, and those are some of my favorite things to see. I'm still waiting on somebody to use the Emil pattern to make the moon or something from Majora's Mask from Zelda. Okay, kind of got it smoothed out. I'm gonna do a little bit under here though. Check. Yeah, I definitely smoothed it out more on this one, but I know it's gonna have, it's gonna shrink a bit. So. This is where we start to get dirty. And I do have to kind of work fast because this is the second day that even putting the water on it, the material is already a little bit dry. So I do have to be a little more careful. So, okay. Let's go ahead and remove the bottom half. And then it's going to be a fun balancing trick, especially if Yuki comes into the room. And for those that are watching on TikTok or on Instagram, I'm actually live streaming on youtube.com/TiffanyGordonCosplay, and that is where I'm reading chat, so if you have comments, questions, go over there. Trying not to touch the foam clay as my fingers will leave indentations. I only go to cons if I'm invited. Just because conventions are really expensive, and even though this is my full-time job, I still don't make that much money. I make enough to pay my bills and make costumes and stuff, but not to just randomly go to tons of conventions all the time. So, if you want to see me at any more Chicago cons, I've done one, and I've done one Fan Expo. If you want to see me at them, request me as a guest, because that's the only way I can go. Yeah, typically for that, you just go to the convention's website. You want to do it a few months before the convention, not like the week of, because they're not going to invite new guests. And then they normally have a submit for a guest or whatever, or a guest request, and you can put my name as a cosplay guest that you want to see, or you can just DM them as well. Okay, so that's the rest of it. So we'll start kind of smoothing it out a little more on this side. I'm happy to see that there's no teeth marks in it. Yuki has been a nightmare with the foam clay lately. Should have like a camera right here, and then it would be easy for y'all to see. But it's not easy to set up there. I guess if I had moved this one over here, it would have been better. I didn't think that far ahead. This will be your reaction whenever you mention it. What? Yeah, Jessie's she is 21 now? I think she turns 22 this year. It'll be funny once I start adding all of the texture, because it's literally I just sit here and like hit the thing for like an hour just adding the texture fully on it. Needs more texture. Okay, time to hammer it some more with a file and stuff. That's pretty good. Okay, see this side. Need a little more water. I am excited to be back working on this costume. But it is a bit hard to, when you put down a costume for a while and then come back. I'm still passionate about Diablo, but I'm not as passionate about the costume build as I was when I was originally making it, because I'm so much of the oh shiny syndrome, and like I do have another project that I'm working on in the background, and a lot of my brain has been going towards that lately. But I am happy to continue working on this though, so I just need to get back into it again. I think painting is going to be a lot of fun, especially since Iwata, they who are one of my sponsors, they're an airbrush gun company, and oh my got one of their compressors, like they gave me one of their compressors and one of their larger airbrush guns that covers more surface, and I'm really excited to test them out. Finally got the compressor downstairs in the basement, and it only weighs 80 pounds, so it's a bit of a thing and a little bit of a large compressor, but it's like when I was talking to my sponsor over there, it's like going through, and the problem I have with my airbrush gun and like setup and everything is because it's in the basement, the power is very limited, and for me to paint, right now I have a little baby compressor and it's done its job, but because I have to have a vent because I'm inside now and not in a garage, the vent always has to be running, but the compressor can't keep up because it goes back and forth with the power. And like I can't 3D print also if I'm airbrush painting that day because it just doesn't get enough power back and forth, and my prints are all messed up when I do it. So that's why I ended up going with a larger compressor, because that way I could have it fill up and then basically have tons and tons of air that won't run out, and then when it does I just wait like a few minutes again and then let it fully fill up. And so I'm really excited to like actually have a functioning setup, especially in the winter time, because that was this last winter, which was my first experience with snow, and the basement, for me to keep it the correct temperature, I just couldn't, and it was so difficult trying to keep all of the different things happening and all the same power of everything. So hopefully this will all fix up and I can still work and crank out more costumes, which will be good. So I want to start off with there's like 2 spikes, and I'm going to see if I can set it up because I should be in one spot now working on it. And I want to sip of my Dr. Pepper. Hey Caspian, welcome on. Yeah, PAX it's been years since PAX now. Hoku! Hi Hoku! How are you? How is your con? We need to catch up sometime. Or if this is Sammy, hi Sammy. Whoever's on. Let's see. There, okay. So basically, these are, it is really hard to see, but we're doing the 2 spikes that are there. So I need to try to mimic it. And for these, let's see if I set it up like that. That's good. Survived, but oof. Ah, okay. Yeah, I saw y'all got the judge not in costume, which is amazing. Yeah, it's all good. We'll catch up sometime later when you're all settled in again. Should I turn up the brightness for this for y'all? Basically making the round shape right now. And pinching. Okay, and then, so kind of how I did this one is, so I've got my clay working tool and the flathead, and then I'm just gonna kind of do some lines in it. And I looked up the price and my jaw dropped. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be so much fun that you have that. And congrats on the, start of the new printing company that will open soon. I don't know how to phrase that. Okay, so kind of add just a bit of the little textures. Yeah, Pack Stop it was before COVID, so it's been quite a long time. I do miss it. I'm like kind of curious. So there's I just realized I'm leaning into that. Okay, we're gonna move those. There is a convention here, and it's Nebraska Comic-Con or something like that, but it's not actually in Nebraska. It's the state over, but it's still like technically Nebraska, just a little bit farther. But it's a small con, and I don't know if I want to go to it or not, just to see like a one-day badge kind of thing. I'm gonna see about turning this again. Let's see. Did I make the contrast less? How's that? I think it's still gonna be hard no matter what to see, unfortunately. I can't move my chair. There we go. Okay. And then I'm gonna get a lot of love for this one at BlizzCon. Yeah, maybe. I'm excited for BlizzCon because I've never been, but I do have some options. So I have no plans yet on like specific things. So now that I have kind of the carved lines in it, I'm gonna make it so it has a little bit of a line around it, so it's kind of like a crater board, I guess? I don't know how to phrase it. See if that shows a little more. What's the proper order on an EVA foam prop? You heat seal coated with 50/50 water, PVA filled cracks with quick seal. Did a light sand? Do I need to seal? So how I work with EVA foam is I will, before cutting out my EVA foam, I heat treat the foam with a heat gun. The reason being is you'll get a lot more clearer cuts with your foam and with your X-Acto knife, as well as a heat gun. When you use it, it reactivates all of your glue seams and all of your seams. You'll end up, even if you've sanded them and cleaned them, they come apart. So I always find to do it beforehand has the best results. And then for the EVA foam, afterwards I glue my parts together with contact cement glue. And then if there is any sanding, you kind of do it back and forth. if you need to, you can do a light heat treat on things, but I try not to use a heat gun afterwards as much as possible unless I'm like doing massive sanding, and it's a really like, if you completely just manipulated the EVA foam and it's no longer flat surfaces, you've actually sculpted it, then you do need to use a heat gun again. But yeah, after that, the heat gun should be used no more. If you do have cracks and seams and you're trying to fix it, whether you're using foam clay or quick seal, then you would do that process and then wait a day or two for it to fully dry. Do not use a heat gun afterwards on it. Do not, like, I actually don't sand any of the foam clay. I wouldn't sand any of the quick seal just because you can ruin it. And then from that part, I prime my pieces with Plasti Dip, which is a rubber spray paint, not just for having a better smooth surface, but it actually makes the pieces of EVA foam stronger, in my opinion. And then you can paint. So that's kind of how I do it. But depending on your budget, depending on where you live, and what resources you have may depend on what materials you use. But if you're using quick seal, use the least amount as possible, because quick seal, it has a different shine to it than EVA foam, and it can actually become more noticeable than your actual seam in some cases if you're using too much of it. Hope that helps. Hi, Fro! I miss you! How are you doing? What costume are you working on now? Also, I'm behind in chat. Sorry. You're so much involved this year and you have no idea what to expect. Yeah, I knew you were saying you were doing more stuff. Will you be able to eventually say what you're doing? Let's do it to the other one, and then I'll have to add my lines in again a little bit more. I always find foam clay is a lot of back and forth working, because every time you add water to the foam clay, everything kind of does the gummy bear effect is what I call it, where your lines become less vivid. So it's kind of a balance of how much water you use working back and forth. Love the hair, I love the color. Thanks. Yeah, it's like starting to fade. I like the color now, but you really see it on TikTok and stuff, but there's a darker band, and I'm slowly trying to remove it from, because I do my hair myself, and the first time I did it was like a year ago, I guess. I don't know how long. It's been a long time. But when I did it, had it done professionally and I didn't like it. And they went solid black with the contrast piece, and all of my blonde is coming in. And so trying to get rid of the solid black, I was fine with like a dark brown, but I'm gonna try not to color my roots and just have it as my natural hair. So it's taking a little bit more time to fix that part. So it'll be one or two more colors, and then it should be how I want it. I hope. I hope. But yeah, I like the blue. It's nice. Especially on base, the Air Force base, everybody often is very much there's a lot more of an older crowd, retirement crowd there. Going and shopping at the commissary, like all the older ladies are like, I love your hair and this and that. Thanks. But it's a little funny with them. the grandmas here have started coloring their hair like purples and things. Okay, this one kind of, I like this one more. It pushed out better than the other one, but I need to kind of bounce it a bit. There you go. This one just seems like a sad pancake. I don't know. I might. We're gonna redo that one a little. And thanks guys for watching. I hope you are enjoying today's stream. If you are new to the community here on YouTube, love to have you as part of it, so subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to like this video as it helps with the YouTube algorithm. For those that are on TikTok or on Instagram, I am live streaming on youtube.com/TiffanyGordonCosplay. This is where I do my live crafting streams and is also where I am reading chat. So if you have comments, questions, go over to YouTube and it is free. And we're working on my Lilith costume from Diablo, specifically the wings right now. So, okay, let's continue adding those lines back in. Since I kind of removed them. Thanks so much. Sounds like I might need some more coats of PVA after the quick seal dries before painting. Yeah. Also, if you're using any type of water on foam, you need to wait like at least 24 hours before doing any paint, as your foam will be more, have more moisture on it, even if it doesn't look like the water may not be on the surface of the foam, it might be more towards the bottom, and you might not be able to see it, so you want to make sure you're doing that proper. My words are not that great right now, I'm sorry. Okay, this one's looking a lot better now. Yeah. Is it actually gonna rain? That's some loud thunder. I don't know if y'all can hear it. We had a record of 100 yesterday, which I know for my Texas friends that's nothing, but it's been hot here. Because the AC can't keep up, unlike Texas where my AC units could keep up. But yeah, I'm so excited if it rains. Safe right now and use plastic dip. We did one coat of spray paint now. It has like super tiny bubbles. Okay, so with your Plasti Dip, I always recommend doing 3 coats, and for Plasti Dip, you need to really shake it up. Temperature is a big thing. So for Plasti Dip, for it to have the best adhesion and the proper use, it needs to be, it's either 65 or 70 degrees Fahrenheit. One of them is my airbrush paint, one of them is the Plasti Dip. I always forget which one. But it says actually on the bottle, make sure it's really shucking up beforehand. If your temperature, if you're painting outside and it is colder than that, bring the can inside to room temperature and then go outside and do your coats and do it that way. I do not recommend doing the heat up method where you put it into water or on a stove pot, as Plasti Dip is explosive, so I can't recommend that method. But just doing this way is how I do it, and it tends to work fine. If you are having any bubbles, it's more of you're not shaking the can properly, so you go up and down and side to side. Also waiting, depending on your temperature, at least an hour between each coat, if not more, as well as if you have been touching the foam with your hand and there are oils on your fingers, if that oil has gone onto your EVA foam, and if your EVA foam is like, it looks like it has an oily surface, you need to try to remove that with a heat gun and remove all that oil, because the oil is going to cause the paints to have a different adhesion to it and will give you more of those bubbles. Another reason you may be having bubbles is if your can, if the actual nozzle is not fully clean. So if you've put it away and you've come back, make sure the nozzle is clean. You can get a sewing pin and poke it to remove some of that, and that'll help, just so that way it may be like bubbling up on there and causing the bubbles onto your surface. So hope that helps. Yeah. Doing okay. Going to con tomorrow. Just finished modding your skirt for your Demon Slayer. Ooh, please post pictures. I want to see. I hope you have fun too. Mostly consulting to provide customer support perspective, nothing too fancy. I have no idea what that implies for a convention for BlizzCon. Currently painting black diva ears. Oh, that'll be cute. Eee. Okay, I want to do the other point. And I'm pretty happy with these now. Okay, so those are done. We kind of matched them pretty well, I'd say. So next, I'm gonna add some more water onto all the surfaces and close the tip off this real quick. I always put, this is actually Warbler. Oh, sorry. Right here, this is actually Warbler, because a lot of times when I'm working, I work really close with it to my eye, and I don't want to accidentally hit it. So, more water. Keep all of the foam cloy moist as much as possible. And then we'll start working on the elbow crease and then the elbow. Poku, question. Does Sammy have a passport? Sorry, thought in my head. The oh shiny syndrome, I had a thought and it blurted out. Also, I'm behind. You're making cardboard Reinhardt for BlizzCon. Ooh, that's awesome. Congrats on that. That is awesome. I actually really like that skin too. I'm surprised I haven't seen anybody make it yet. Yes. If there was an option in Diablo for joining Lilith's team, that is me. Also, I still have not completed the campaign because my game crashed while I was watching one of the interviews, and I was like, well, I don't want to sit through this again, so I just haven't come back. I've been playing Seven Days to Die lately. For replaying it. It's been 3 years since I played it, and it's the same, but it's also so different, and it's a lot of fun. I'm on like, I think day 32 now or something like that. I'm playing with friends. Eventually, I will stream it on Twitch when I get everything set up. I'm close to having my whole setup for my gaming back and working again. I just need to get another monitor. Hi Archie's Pokemon. I know, words are hard. Okay. I think, oh, I missed this whole spot. Be good to kind she does. We're working on her. Okay, cool. I'll talk to you later on things. Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully, yeah, glad to help. Here's the ticket sales rules and okay. Yes, you'll probably find a bit of Blizzard fans over here. I tend to make a lot of Blizzard costumes. I like Blizzard. I like the games, and I've made 5 Overwatch costumes. This will be my 3rd Diablo costume. Made 1, 2. Have I made 2 or 3 World of Warcraft costumes? I don't remember. Yeah. So we're gonna be doing the inside elbow now. So when you bend your arm, there is little creases. So we're gonna do that. We're on a project soon. Yeah. Well, so I am currently working on 2 costumes right now. So I have this one, and then I have a secret costume. But yeah, I'm excited to do that. I am gonna probably, I want to figure out another costume to make, because of course I have to be making like 3 at once. A little fun side project I want to do. So we'll see where that goes. So I got back into Genshin too. It's been over half a year. I left off when they'd already released like another expansion on the desert area. You know me, I 100% everything. And I hated the desert area. Like, the first part was good, the pyramids were good, then they added this other area and it was so many different floor layers. I hate that. And I came back in, they added another freaking desert area, or like another 2, and then there's a whole swimming area that I've kind of ran and unlocked a bunch of like, of the, I don't even remember the term, the towers, the checkpoints that you can fast travel to. And, oh yeah, we're back to, I'm gonna move to this camera. There we go. And it was just like, more desert. But their new character, I don't know her name. I like her outfit though. She's another cat girl, and she's in like this black leotard. She's really pretty with like, she's like one of the magician girls, like sisters. I don't know the story yet of it, but I'm kind of considering her because she looks like an easy build, at least for Genshin standpoint. She doesn't have like a tons of random stuff all over her, which is a first, because all Genshin characters have like 20 different designs randomly throughout them. Okay, we got elbow crease. So now, let's work on the actual elbow. On the ground. We'll see how this kind of goes. Or I'll try doing it up here. I don't know. It's gonna be difficult to do. Also, Hoku, congrats on helping Lexi with her stuff. Yeah. I'm excited to see her full build, and she gets to meet Lightning, which is awesome. Lightning and ground. Okay. So we will show this one. So this is the elbow right now. So basically with your elbow bends, I might have done this the wrong direction. I'm not 100% sure. But I have kind of the wrinkle creases going this way, and then I have a bunch of little dots because your elbow tends to be a little more wrinkly, like weird. So we're gonna do this piece and I'm gonna try to mimic it. That's why I got it out to kind of look at it again. We will keep this a little closer so I can maybe see it. All right. Maybe. Kind of work. Kinda. Everybody happy with the angle. Also fine. Any tips for social media, like being consistent and trying to build a career in cosplay? I hate social media. It is my least favorite thing and it stresses me out. I would say personally, like always film whatever you're making. Everything is content. I've already filmed this part, so I'm not filming it right now. But do that. Depending on what you're into, TikTok may be the way to go. If a lot more younger kids like to do that. For me, I'm 31. I don't understand TikTok at all. With like, I can't do the singing trends and stuff. And good for everybody that can, but it's just not my thing. But filming in the actual app tends to work better. Make sure you know the hashtags, trending audio, things like that. Teaming up with, like, filming with other cosplayers or other creators, because then you can cross-promote each other's platforms. Yeah. Not very good advice for social media, unfortunately. I kind of just do whatever. And sometimes it works, a lot of times it doesn't. Back and forth right now, and then not just doing straight lines but also kind of adding sideways lines because you have different creases in different spots. Yeah. Working on the first full cosplay for BlizzCon this year. Excited to watch this process. What are you gonna make for BlizzCon? Or did you already say it? Did I miss it? I might have missed it. Sam's free to start, but he honestly thinks she would love to play. If she wants to play Genshin, let me know. I will play with her. But I do PC, not mobile. Picture when I make my stuff in my head, like, Lilith is very pretty in my eyes, but she has bat wings that are kind of more creepy and ugly. And so I want to make it kind of like that and not make everything perfect, which I'm doing a lot more kind of wrinkliness. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with my other tip. Oh, you're making Lilith. Oh, cool. Yeah, I stopped working on Lilith for like a few months, but I posted a ton of Lilith stuff beforehand of how I'm making it, so check that out. It may help. I have it all on a YouTube playlist too if you're interested. Add a few little deep pokies, because, you know, arm wrinkly things. Details that nobody's gonna see unless they come up close, and you won't see this in any pictures, really. But that's how most of my costumes are. Okay, I'm kind of happy with that. So now to start kind of going back and forth with adding the kind of wrinkly armness. Like I have an actual word, but I don't want to say it on here. Yeah. Authentic interactions, don't just spam people for you. Yeah. Yeah, the wings, they can be really difficult. There's been a lot of variations with wings, and for Lilith, because they are so large, sometimes the wings can take away from the actual cosplay, in my opinion, and it's no longer like a Lilith costume, it's a wing costume, if that makes sense. And I'm trying not to have that with mine. I want it to be pretty even. So I'm using the file, the roughest part, basically. I don't know what grit file this is, but it's a wood file. But kind of just poking it. We're gonna do this a lot and kind of go back and forth. It's gonna look too much at first, and then we'll kind of go back with some other ones, flatten back and forth, kind of putting it downward. But this is where we're really gonna add the most of it. Hopefully you can kind of see it. And all of our creases are gonna a little bit disappear. So you kind of want it back and forth, but it's good because then it makes the creases look a little more natural and less you carved in lines. He's a wrinkly old man, is what we're going for. I need to add some water to some of the pieces. As we are slowly drying out. Didn't I post a video on social media stuff? I think I have a video on YouTube, or like not on social media, but on YouTube about YouTube from my panel, the how to grow your audience to 100 subscribers. But that's more like a YouTube video. For how to on YouTube, not necessarily for like other social medias, I think. Next time you'll be working on is a Cinderella ball gown. Never made a ball gown before, so kind of terrified, kind of excited. Ooh, I hope you go large with it. Like, big ball gown, get a petticoat or make a petticoat. Yeah. I'm excited for that one. Unless you're doing like the rag Cinderella, like when she's in the rag outfit. I don't know what that outfit's called. Or the pink one. Then don't go large on those. Go smaller. If that makes sense. I did a panel thing? Okay. If I did a social media one, I don't remember that one. Okay, back to elbow nastiness. with it. I just want to add a little bit more lines into it. Also, if you are on Instagram or on TikTok, I'm actually live streaming on youtube.com/TiffanyGordonCosplay, and that is where I'm reading chat and answering questions. So go over to YouTube if you have any of that. But thanks for watching anyway. Here, haha. And thanks for those who are on YouTube. Appreciate the support. We do have a new goal. It is not updating, but we do have a goal. It's over here. Oh, I can't do this. It's on the bottom of the stream. But I'm gonna be doing an international convention. I can't say any more details on it, but I am trying to raise some funds to help with transportation there. So, yeah, that's what we're going for. I think we're at $90 so far. So, thank you for the support so far. Okay, re-add our little elbow creases. So we can be a nasty, crinkly critter. It's been really cool to see all of the new cosplays being released with Gamescom. I don't know if anybody else has been paying attention to it, but there's one build that's been my favorite so far that I've seen, and I don't remember the cosplayer, but it's from a game, and it's like a full tree outfit. They've got a full face cover with a bunch of like tree branches coming out of it. It's like a full bodysuit that looks like a tree with gem belts and a tree-like cape that's all bark. It's gorgeous. That's been my favorite one so far that I've seen. But there's been so many like amazing builds too. And a few little dotty dots. This side needs a little more. I haven't been adding as much. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. So we're gonna be doing now we're gonna be doing all of the rest. Oh, y'all can't see. Sorry. The rest of this part, doing all of the scratches along it, and then we'll be adding all of the textures, a lot of filed marks and things throughout the piece. So we'll start doing that. Also, I need a my hand. You're going big. Awesome. Making petticoat, bloomers corset, hoop skirt works. Awesome. I'm jealous. I have not made a ball gown since college. They're fun, but they're a lot of work. But they look really cool. Are you gonna do? Oh no, that's not Cinderella. Never mind. That's the other princess. I was gonna say the color shifting fabric, but that's the other princess. Isn't much of a tree, but it's very big and has a lot of little details. I don't know what the one picture. So I saw them working on it, and I know that there's three in total that I've seen from this specific game. One is actually the other two have giant. There's fantastic costumes too. They both have giant like pinhead points, and then one of them has like a metal face with metal hands that are on, like you don't see any of their faces. It's like a mask that goes over. But they're all kind of like that with metal armor details and stuff. But this one's more of like a tree. a bark tree kind of thing. I'll try to find it later. It's really, really pretty though. In terms of like a tree pretty. Okay. What was I doing? We're doing scratches. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Okay. Okay. Let's. Oh, I did this first. Actually, we're gonna do a bunch of little dabbas. We'll see how much we can do. So each one of these pieces, I've just added tons and tons of little marks. The more marks, the better, because it seems more realistic in my opinion. It makes it feel less fake. It feels more organic kind of thing. Yosho, welcome on. I'm back into Genshin, by the way. Kinda. I've started doing it again, and it's a little. I haven't played in over half a year, and it's a little overwhelming again. And there's another desert area, and I hate the desert. Tagged you on Twitter for the one you're thinking of, but it sounds like the one you were describing with the hands on the face. If it's the one with the hands on the face, then it's from that same game, but it's not that build that I'm thinking of. It's still a fantastic build though. Just my favorite one that I've seen this year. I do have a favorite. Okay, I'm gonna switch over so it's that one. Because I kind of need to place this here. This is actually for setting snaps, I believe, for leather. I have so many different like tools and things that I just got out to add texture with. Use Yuki to do the scratches. I am surprised she's not in here. I've had to put her in timeout so many times with her, like, closing my door, putting her into the bathroom so she'll calm down. She is a little she-devil right now. Super playful, which is great, but she's super getting into everything. She loves climbing on top of my sewing machine and eating all of my thread. She loves eating my hair. It's her favorite thing. And then she climbs in and tries to chew all my computer wires. She tries to, like, the foam clay she really wants. Like, she was not really interested in this, but if I had any, like, out, she really wanted to eat it. And, ugh, just like, I don't want you being sick. Like, I'm trying to teach her that this room is, she can come in here, but it's not a climbing room kind of thing. So yeah, she's still a kitten though. So she got a bit to learn. Yeah, the last desert section. I'm like 75% in the main desert area, or like the one right before that, and then I just got on and got the other desert area, and then I ran through and got all of the points so I can potentially do the ocean one, because I don't know if I want to do more desert right now. More Yuki propaganda, she can do no wrong. Yeah, you should see how lovely my chair is. It has so many claw marks and stuff. I found that hand sanitizer will make the claw marks not look white anymore. So yeah. underground maps. It was, yes, I love that they have the new map thing, but without that I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. At least you get to swim underwater, which is neat. Hearing that sounds underwater is kind of cool. Oh, have you not played it yet? Are you done with Genshin? Okay, let's start doing our scratches. What did I do it with? I think I did it with this, or no, I did it with this one. I did my rolls, that's what it was. I'll do that after. This was for, it's not as sharp as it used to be, but it was for technically scoring metal. All my metalsmith tools. Oh, you're fully caught up in Genshin, went back to the big, wait, I thought you said you haven't done the swimming. Oh, hearing, okay, I misread that, sorry. Okay, scratch time. Lovely, lovely scratches. Lovely, lovely scratches. Didn't care for the Hydra as much. Design may be neat, but her oh, okay. I don't know the names of the new critters. Of course, I don't really know the names of the old critters too, because we know me with names is I'm terrible with names. If you're just getting here, welcome. My name is Tiffany. I'm the owner of Tiffany Cosplay LLC, which is a company that focuses on costume and prop fabrication as well as education. And I'm currently working on my Lilith costume from Diablo, specifically the wings. And this is a base frame of CPVC pipe that has been encased in expanding foam, 2mm EVA foam, and then the black stuff is foam clay. And the foam clay is currently wet, and I am adding the texture to it so it looks like skin. Kind of going more for, instead of like bat wing skin, I was going more for like dragon wing skin, I just realized. But, well, it's my design. Smooth this a little bit more. I do not release any of my patterns until I am finished with the full costume. So So not until the entire costume is done, and I do not have a set date for that right now. But I will announce when I release them though. That's a little better. And this side also has a little bit that I wanted to correct. Starting to get a little hungry. Last song was the banger. Yeah, if you do exclamation point music, it should bring you to the channel we're listening to. It's a YouTube one. The last few I've been like streaming, I keep getting hit with copyright, so I had to go back to this one. It's still good. It's like supposed to be all like gaming music stuff, but kind of got tired of it after a while. Same songs every day. Okay, we're gonna switch to this one now. The only problem with doing the scratch marks is it does, because the foam is a little bit more dry, it does sometimes pull it up from the base red in EVA foam, so you start to see those marks. And I'll probably go back and fix that later, because a lot of the other ones did that too. But we are almost done with this one. Yeah. This station, they do a lot of Animal Crossing, they do a lot of, I think they have Final Fantasy on here, a lot of Mario stuff. The bird song, if y'all remember. Nice little background music kind of thing. There's like no scratches here. I completely missed this area. Cement for the expanding? Yeah, so contact cement glue you can use on expanding foam. It doesn't melt it, or at least the types I've used. I did come into an issue when I was doing this with the expanding foam. The first one I used was a lot more dense and it didn't go as far. And it actually, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to spend a lot more money because I had to do so many cans to do all of this. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna try to find one that expands more, is more fluffier, I guess. The issue I ran into was the ones that expanded more had more air bubbles inside of it. And I'm not talking about like little air bubbles, I'm talking about like air bubbles that would be a whole crater when I carved Like the outside would be fine, but the inside, because I had to carve it to the shape, I would find these spots that were just like a giant crater, and I would have to fill it. Actually, on this one, right here, let's put it on me, right here was where one of the craters were, and it actually goes in about that much where my finger is to the camera. So there's a giant pack of the foam clay here to kind of compensate for that. I've done this before for some projects. It's a good kind of cheap way for doing stuff rather than using the pink insulation foam board. It's not as toxic. Like the pink insulation foam, you should not be touching with your hands. You should not be breathing in all of this because of all of the particles in it. Where this, when you still need to wear like a respirator when you're making the pieces and do it outside or in your garage or whatever. But it's a lot better to work with. It just static cleans to everything, which is a little annoying because it gets stuck to stuff. But it was a good little project for doing, at least for this method, and a lot lighter weight than if I was to do this whole piece out of EVA foam. But you still want to wrap it in foam and not have the insulation foam just exposed like this. So this will be eventually covered, but this part is the expanding foam. So I don't know if I made words make sense, but we're gonna say they did. Oh, anime-wise, so I finally finished the Megumin Konosuba, like the prequel. It was good. It was good. Yeah. And then, what was the other show I finished? I don't remember. I started watching one, and it's like 100-Day Wishlist Zombies or something like that. And it's okay. Basically, it's a guy that lives in Japan and he works at a corporate job every day for like 3 years but doesn't ever go home. And the zombie apocalypse comes and it's like the best day of his life because he's like, I don't have to go to work! And so now he has like a bucket list of everything that he wants to do. And it's been cute. I think there's 2 or 3 episodes so far dubbed, and then maybe like 5 that are subbed, so it's just now coming out. It's okay, you're fluent in Finnish. Yeah, once you know me a little more, you kind of understand my language. You've been around a lot, so yeah. And then the second season of, I also don't know the name of the song, or not the song, the show, sorry. Basically he is reborn as a baby and is growing up. It's a little pervy. He like praises Shrine underwear, but it's good. And the second season they've had it, so I've been watching that too. And yeah, they kind of, we're gonna go this way and then stop. Okay, we're gonna go this way and then stop, and now they're on another path, which is kind of funny. Zom 100, yeah, there you go. Art style is good. It's interesting how they're doing their adaptation of the blood. So it's not just red blood, it's rainbow blood of like different colors and stuff. And I find that interesting because I think it's supposed to be more of he didn't see color because he was so miserable beforehand in his job, and then now it's his eyes have opened up, and from personal experiences, when you're in a near-death accident, after your senses are really, really sharp, and everything is super, super vibrant and colorful, and that's how I see it, but I can also see it as it's Japan, and you're not really supposed to show too much blood, so it might be their way of getting around that, but I'm going with my way. So yeah, it's been good. Jobless reincarnation, yes, that one. You'll always know my names of things. Sean the other day, and it's pretty good, funny so far. Explain it. Because I'm terrible at names, but I've seen a lot of shows. And I did finish the level 999 girlfriend show or something. That one was really cute. The other show I'm currently rewatching is Trinity Blood, so a cult classic for people that know that one. Not too happy with this part. I didn't really smooth it out too well. I'll see if I can smooth it a tiny bit. We're like just about done, but this part, meh. I'm gonna keep saying I'm just about done, but then I'm gonna like keep going. Because that's just how this process is. It's a hard spot to get to. Okay. She sees ghost spirits, but pretends she doesn't. Okay. Good sum up of it. I think I've seen a preview of it, or it was one of my Korean shows. I don't think I've seen it, though. Alright, all of that's done, so the last part is going to be adding our file texture. Yeah, it's cool for me to watch the Trinity Blood again, because I watched it when I was in high school. So it's been a bit of time. Like 13, 14 years since I've seen it. So, and I never rewatched it. So it's kind of one of those where now that I know the story and I'm watching it again, I can kind of be like, oh, this makes more sense on this now. But yeah, that, and I've been noticing in the cosplay community world, there's a lot of Chobits cosplays again. I don't know, like that was really popular back in the 2008 kind of days, and now, like there was the World Cosplay Summit, there was a Chobits competitor, but now I'm seeing a lot more people cosplaying it, and it's like, oh, is it popular again? I love Chobits. Actually, that was one of my very first costumes I made. I feel like this one it blends in more, but this one I feel like it sticks out more. I don't know. Love Trinity, yeah. Been following us and I'm forgetting the Hulu show. Okay. Yeah, Trinity Blood, they never finished it. They just stopped. And they stopped making it. I don't know why. But it's done. Whatever they left off on, which I haven't finished rewatching it, and I don't even remember how they ended it. But yeah, I was obsessed. I've made 3 costumes from Trinity Blood now. I did Sister Kate, which is my very first one I competed in, and actually won for that one. And then I did Able Night Road and Esther. But I did the Thor adaptation, so like the fancy pinky out art book. Us anime nerds. The true nerds will know it. How much did I did on this one? A little here and there, so it's not fully encased. Makes different sounds. The subtle texture that nobody will see. Okay. Sorry, that was that. It's done! Okay, I'm gonna put it to the side to dry. Out of pinky reach, hopefully. Stay. Okay, I think we're good. Huzzah! Cheers, everyone! Love Chobits. Yeah, I made the pink outfit with the pink bow. That was the one I made. That was I have interesting stories with that one. For how old was I when I had to be like 16 when I made that one. 15 or 16, I think. And I remember going to a con and I was waiting outside of the bathroom because my friends were in there. And at that time, you only needed like badges to go inside like the exhibitor halls and the panels. And there were some guys there in full-on like dress suits. They weren't at the con. And I just remember him like these creepers coming over to me and being like, "Hey, we'll be in this room if you want to come." I was like, "Oh, go away, go away." And I mean, I was like teeny tiny back then too. Oh, so many creepers back then. The con world is still creepy, but back then it was even creepier for things. Ugh. I missed something. Funny thing with the Witcher stuff clip, I had somebody on Threads. They were like, "Hey, I remember these costumes. They were at this convention, and they actually have a picture of me with my 4 Witcher costumes that we won at that convention." And it was like, I have no pictures from then, so it was kind of cool to see. But that was like back in the day where we didn't use wigs at all. We all used our natural hair. And my blonde, I had like platinum blondes. The girls, we ended up like doing the white spray paint in his hair. And then my friend, she had more, or we ended up doing the hairspray, the red dye in her hair because she had curly for Yennefer. I'm sorry, for Triss. And like the red got all on the back of the collar. Funny, yeah. Best place to find all of my pictures would be my website. I have pictures of all of them in order, but you can't click on the really old ones because I didn't create pages for it. But if you go to, for specifically the Witcher one, it's on Threads, but it's like at the very beginning under the, I don't know, like 2014 or 2015 or something. And I have all of the costume they made for Witcher on there. Yeah. If we ever got together, we could do a paint-off showdown. I don't know what that looks. That would be cool. But have we guested together? I mean, we did at Hallmat, but I don't really consider that like guesting together. But we did do a panel together. I have a picture of that, and everybody thinks I'm a furry in it because of my Monster Hunter headdress. You wore your first cosplay last October in City Con wearing Jinx and someone stuck their. Oh, that. That's not. Yeah, you should definitely have like kind of recorded them on that. I'm sorry that happened. Yeah. Okay, let's put this to the side. I want to look at the other arms, so I'm gonna get them all out because I do want to fix some of this stuff. As I said, these have been sitting out for like 2 months, and foam clay, with they're not primed and everything, they continue to shrink, and so the seams are a wee bit noticeable now for where the EVA foam was underneath it. So yeah. And I also want to patch some of these because they're a little, it shows a bit much of the red. So we might fix that. So let me go get all those parts. So yeah. Anybody bug me, I'll just hit them with my wings. That's the rest of the pieces. I'm just gonna put them on the ground. I don't know if all of them have to be fixed, so we'll see. And I will close this. Cap on this. We just survived to get back. Yeah. I hope things were better the next year or two. Since then. I don't know if it was 1 con or 2 cons since then. So yeah. The con horror stories. Okay, we'll start with this one since it's here. I can do this part now because I can have it on the table. This is great. I don't have to hold it in my hand the whole time again. Oof, 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 oof. I don't typically like to put more foam clay on top of foam clay that's been dry for a long time. But we're gonna go for it. Just because the integrity is like different for holding it. Yeah, they're a little, I like to call these my elephants because they look like elephant legs. And then you've got the elephant knee right there. I've gone through so much foam clay. Okay, so this is where I was talking about the seam showing. I wanna build that up a little bit more because I don't like that. It was fine when I first covered it all, but now it's just like, no. Also, I can fix this. fix some of the little patchy red marks so you can kind of see. So a little bit of those I want to cover. Some of them. This one's very, very much. It's been 2 months since I've seen this, so I don't have exact plans. I'm kind of like working now through ideas in my head because I have not thought this through yet. Alright. And I don't want to add too much weight to these because these are already going to be really heavy and they're not connected to their main piece that holds all of them, whatever it's called. So we will use this as our tester one. But yeah, the next step, now that I have all the pieces covered in foam clay, would be to start connecting the, well, I have the harness already 3D printed, and then I have the wing attachments already printed because I don't want these to be permanently attached to the harness. I want to be able to take them off, go in and out of doors, whatnot. Always recommend that for if you are wearing wings. But I need to attach that to the main part that we just finished. And then from there, I can start gluing the pieces together so they look like that. And then from there, I'll have to do more expanding foam and then finish them off. But the plan is to kind of have some Warbler as some connecting pieces to help a little bit too. Because these are already pretty heavy. That looks better. Yeah. I just made it worse. I'll wait for it to dry and then I'll pick it up again. But yeah, what are you working on now, Toku? Do you have a new build or a new trophy that you're allowed to talk about on the stream? So I'm kind of fixing this as if I would fix a seam with EVA foam, but I will have to go back and re-add all of those marks back into it. But it seems like it's working. Some models for a costume that's been on here back then. I told you that I shut down every NDA job starting in January after. No, you didn't tell me that. Oh, that's cool. The cherries. Yeah, I knew you were talking about stopping doing NDA, but I didn't know you went like done. This one needs a little more. wish I had more NDA stuff. All of the ones that I have gotten have been like the same weekend that I was going to be a guest at a con or something, so I had to decline all of them. Happy I'm getting some, but sad that I can't do them. Okay. That looks a lot better. Like, you still see a bit of a line, but it's gonna be there because it is wet and you're gonna see it in general. And foam clay, because it's sitting on the surface, it's kind of hard to just fix that one spot. So, still gonna have a little bit of a seam, but it's gonna be nothing near what it was beforehand, which is good. Yeah. Yeah, you can get your shop all set up and finish the house. I think you were still working on it, if I remember right. Yeah. Oh, and for those that are wondering, we are working on Lilith's wings right now. Just doing some patchwork on some of the pieces that I did 2 months ago, because we have to do patchwork now. Pieces dried! I can just kind of smear it in, and it seems like it works. So I don't have to fully cover it, which is nice. This song typically gets flagged for copyright. On YouTube. Cosplay Shop space, Mr. Pete right now. Near where Blizzard will be at. Like, yes, please. I would love to see it. I'm trying. So I'll talk to you later about it. But I'm not sure how long we are staying. It's possible that it's gonna be we show up the day before and we leave the day after, but it's possible we may stay longer. Do you have all the printers already in there? Has a little bit more bigger patches. If y'all can't see what I'm working on, please let me know. We have laser cutter, 3D print farm, electronics air station, a whole 9 yards. We're going to be offering 3D scanning services in the showroom. 18 print. Oh. That's amazing. I'm jealous. So does that mean you're going to be hiring more people? Because I know right now you have, I mean, besides Sammy, you have like 2 or 3 other people working for you, I think? But you need to get one of, I don't know if that was one that you said, but like the huge printers, so you can basically print a full Reinhardt armor set. Like if he was standing up a full statue. There's one person I follow on TikTok, and they've been doing life-size Pokemon as one print, and just like, we're on day 5 of printing this now. I'm just like, oh my gosh. Scary. If you have a fail, generate be open to customers, and I intend to be a distributor for 3D scanners by mid of next year. 5 people for working. You saw Sammy, Jason. Okay, so I was pretty right. QR printable bullshit. Y'all really want that. Okay, and there's another scene here that we'll need to fix. Probably always outsource that from friends that have the big ultra shred. Figure also intends to get a large format. Oh yeah, big prints are very stressful. I saw a video too on TikTok today. The girl, she has a printer, and I think she modded it, but it can print up to 10 feet tall, but it's like the print bed is only like a 12-inch print bed, but it can go height-wise that tall, and it's so floppy. I'm just curious if, like, she was saying she's gonna nail it to the wall or whatever, so it's got the support, but it's like, how is this gonna work? Scanner, customer address for sale. Yeah. Yeah, I know we talked about the how I need the scanner at Monster Palooza. Do you get your cosplay prints printed that you sell? Wait, sorry. I have my own printer, and I do my own CAD work, so I do all my stuff myself. Hoku has his as well, and he is going to be opening up a store that you can send files to have custom print, but I don't know offhand. I know there's places out there that you can send files to, but I don't know offhand where. Yeah, everything you see from me is all in-house, made by me and CAD'd by me. You saw that one? It'll stay on the top of the story. Yeah. Welcome on. How are you? Oh, paper images. I make my own patterns. So if you go to my store, my website, TiffanyGordonCosplay.com, I have tons and tons of patterns available there. And then it's all, you just print it on your home printer. You don't need to go to some specialty store. Other shops would be Kamui Cosplay does them, Pretzel Cosplay. Those are like the main stores. Thanks, Cliff. Pretty much everything you see that I make, I have a pattern for on my website for the most part. It's okay. I wasn't expecting you to come anyway. We're doing some touch-ups to some of the old wing parts. Prints of yourself in your cosplay, not like pattern templates. Oh, okay, so like an image printed. So I get my prints done, so like physical prints that I sell. I do that at, I think it's National Printing or Nations Printing or something. What is it? That's been like the cheapest I've found for small batch, but there's tons of places you can get them done. You can even go to Office Max and get stuff printed. Now, depending on the quality you want, will depend on like different print places. But that's a good, quick, fast way for if you can't really like order online and just get something there. Gonna keep me on while you are all good. And where to have the Tengu tissue. We did those off of you printing, I think. Did you come up with a new design? Oh, I forgot to tell you, I had one person from Mabry messaged me, and I don't know who they were. Because it was like some number in their name, but I knew that they were a part of Mabry. And they were like, when are you ever gonna come back and do reenactments and all? And I was like, I'm in Nebraska and I don't want to pay like $800 to go back to Texas or drive 2 days. So unless you're paying for it, I'm not coming back anytime soon right now. But he was saying that Brian thought I was coming to muster day and thought I was gonna be there until I wasn't. I didn't know that. Okay. And then another nasty scene. This one just has so many nasty scenes. And a lot of little red pieces. You like the Teespring, but you can't find an account. Okay. Fix some of these little patches. A little more water. should have, when we did this, did the lines. Actually, I should just go back and do that. Let's just add the lines real quick so I remember they're there. Because I can see them kind of through. A little bit at least. Still see it a little bit, but it's better than what it was. That is for sure. I forget y'all still talk to each other. By the way, if y'all have any questions or anything on what I'm working on, feel free to ask. Otherwise, I just gonna talk about whatever at the time. Okay, and then we'll fix some of those parts again. What got me into starting cosplay? I first started cosplaying back in 2008, and I was in high school at the time, and I was hoping this would like stay up. There we go. And my friend had told me that there was a convention in town, and back then I was a closet anime lover. I watch a lot of anime, despite what people think and how I look. And especially because I used to be like platinum blonde and whatever. I guess I looked preppy. And she was one of my anime friends and was like, hey, there's a convention. Let's go to it and you can dress up as your favorite character. I was like, okay, sounds like fun. So I ended up going as Misa from Death Note, which was an anime, and went and I had a lot of fun, made a lot of friends there actually, who I stayed in touch with for a long time. And the next year, decided to go back, and that time I saw so many people that had made these really cool costumes and not just like a basic t-shirt or an outfit kind of costume. It's like, okay, I want to try making something and entering the cosplay contest because I didn't know that was a thing. And I made my sister Kate from Trinity Blood, and hit interesting competition, but and Yayahan was actually the judge for it, and she came by and was like, so where'd you buy your costume? And she was all grumpy because I guess everybody at the convention, like all the cosplay competitors, had bought theirs because a lot of small cons, that's how it is, at least back in the day. It's like, I was a little insulted because it's like, I hand made all of this and I hand sewed all of this fabric and I don't have a sewing machine and I did all this and blah blah blah. And the whole convention, or like the cosplay contest, was a nightmare. But I ended up winning best craftsmanship, and that kind of got me hooked of like, oh, I guess I'm okay at this and I'll try again, and I kept making things. So yeah, I had a lot of fun, made friends. Yeah. That was IkiCon actually. Alright, fix those. deleted your old Instagram and started a new cosplay account. It's me. Aw, thank you. Happy to have you back. I know. I laugh about the whole anime thing because I actually screenshotted it, and my mods know this because every now and then I get like the comment of the day from whoever, and normally it's some troll one on YouTube, and this one was on my Hinata costume, and I think for that video I was either blonde or I was a brunette, and I was just dressed in my normal clothes. And, you know, people always judge you for how you look, and I hate that. And their comment was, do you even watch anime? And there, as one of the mods pointed out, it was Dr. Pepsi 69, because my evil nemesis, Pepsi, because I drink Dr. Pepper. And my response was, anime? What's that? I'm a girl. Don't you know girls don't watch anime and girls can't play video games in 2023? Like, obviously sarcasm, like. And their response was, WTF, why are you, like in all caps, like, why are you even cosplaying then if you don't even watch anime? And just, funny, but also it's like, I know a lot of that is real too, so. Friends? What are friends? I know, I don't know what a friend is. What are people? I don't know. Okay, this seems a little rougher. A little bit more of a point. Okay, so you're currently working on a mushroom night in a big, future cosplay plans. For me, I'm doing Lilith right now, and Lilith, I would say, is a big costume. Especially with the wings. Yeah, we do have an open Discord if you didn't know about it. !Discord, and you can share your cosplay stuff there if you want. I always love seeing everybody's work. Things good. It like definitely pinched here. I'm gonna add a little more. There's gonna be a lot of fixing this stuff. Joined? Awesome. How do you usually break down the steps of a cosplay this big when before starting? So I make like a spreadsheet kind of thing, or like a Word document, and I will actually do. So I'll start with like the name of the costume, and then I'll look at an image, and I have a Word document open, and I list every single piece on that costume. So let's say for Lilith, so there is the horns is one piece, and then I have the contacts, and then I have the neck collar, there's the shoulder pads, there is the dress, there's the corset, there is the skirt, the tail, then there are the wings, there's the armbands, and so each of those I'll put as a main piece or a main component, and then I will, this is over like an hour or two period, I'll analyze it, and then I'll look at the character, and at that point I'm kind of already determining how I'm gonna make it in my head and what materials, and I will sit there and I'll be like, okay, so for the horns, I need to make a pattern, and I'll list out every single step for how I'm going to ideally complete that piece. So make a pattern, and then I need to cut the pieces out of foam, and then I need to glue, and then I need to sand, and then I need to prime, and then paint, and then I need to cut fabric, and then I need to attach the fabric, and then I need to, like, all of these different steps in there. I'll have it listed for each of the components of that costume, and I'm a little crazy, but this is how I do all my stuff, and it keeps me really organized, especially if I'm working on multiple projects at a time. And then after that, I'll have that for every single step of the piece, so I can go and I can, once I have that, get rid of that part. So I made the pattern. Okay, I can get rid of that. And then I also color coordinate it where if it's red, so the name of the piece, so horns or the skirt, if it's red, it means I have not started it out, so I can see it really fast, like, oh, this is something I haven't done, I need to do it. Yellow means it's in progress, and then green means it is finished. So that's kind of how I do my costumes. And then when it's done, I still leave all of the components, so that way it's now my packing list. So when I have to go to a convention, I already have every single element that I need to pack. So the horns, the armbands, the skirt, all of that, already in a file. And then I can come, it's like saved on my computer, so if I don't wear the costume for a while, I can just print it out and know, oh, these are all the pieces that I need from it. So that's kind of how I do it. I know it's a long answer, sorry. But yeah, that's how I kind of organize my thoughts on things. And then I have a file too that has every single reference image, and then when working on something, I have files for each component on my computer. That is, here's all of the patterns for the horns. So it's all in one place just for the horns, because if I mess up, I need to go back in that file, reprint it, or remake it. And also for selling patterns, if my website has a malfunction or whatever, and I have to personally send something, I can go and find that. But yeah, and then I put all my work in progress images for that specific piece. Because it also makes it where if you have to make a build book or say how you made a costume for a convention, like a cosplay competition, it's all in one place for that one piece. So it just, how I organize things from years of experience. And then this piece is, well, there's still pieces down here, but then it's done for touch-ups. So yeah. Do you also write your time process for cosplays? Like how long? I don't. I also don't calculate hours. I calculate days, because for me, like, I probably should be doing hours, but I don't like saying it was like 120 hours. I like saying, oh, this project took me like a month, because in my head I know how long costumes, like when a company asks me like how long is this gonna make, for me I can kind of guesstimate generally, like if it's a week, if it's 2 weeks, and that's kind of how I've always functioned. But I don't keep track of actual hour-wise, just days. Also because it's my full-time job, and I work a full day when I work on something typically. But I don't think most people do that. They do hours. That did not blend very well. She is crazy. Ew, a little bit. It's okay. You kind of have to be a little crazy to make this your full-time job, because it can be very stressful. Are the wings like able to break down in a way where it's easy to travel? Yes, so I had to fly with these. So each of these wings I showed earlier, so each of these pieces has a threaded system, so all of the pointed parts at the end of the wings will come off. So there's quite a bit of them. And then the wings will disassemble from a harness, so I can go in and out of doors. I always design every costume of mine with travel in mind, and also for weight, just because I'm little and a lot of weight on my back kills me. Tried to take credit for one of your cosplays, is that true? For which one? Like I've had, so specifically for cosplay competitions, people will say they made patterns when they didn't. Which is why I don't like releasing my patterns before I'm done with a finished costume like Lilith, because then I can't really say like this is mine fully, even though it is. But I've had a lot of, I've had fake accounts I've had to deal with in the past. Not too many now, at least that I know of. And then when my Ariel blew up, I had a lot of accounts that would share my stuff, but they never gave me any credit, and they never said who made it. They're just like, check out this Ariel costume, or just post it and that's it. And so a lot of companies will do that, but I don't know offhand somebody like saying they made my full thing. Yeah, the Ariel one was the big one that I learned copyright off of, because people kept posting it and kept sharing it, but nobody knew I had made it. But I don't know offhand if anybody like claimed it was theirs. But I wouldn't be surprised if somebody did, because I know some companies have done that. Like Easy Cosplay has taken credit. Well, they would advertise a product for like specifically Kimpatsu, and she made, I think it was Jinx or something, like a few years ago, and they used her finished piece as their advertisement, and she made it. She didn't give them consent, and there was a huge blow up about that. And Easy Cosplay changed a lot of their policies of not sharing cosplayers' stuff anymore. Of like, that's not theirs. Like, you have to ask permission. And for me, I personally don't like, if a company sells pre-made costumes or pre-made wigs, I don't like them sharing my work, because then it's kind of false advertisement, because yes, they're sharing my work, it could get like seen from people, but in a way they're also kind of falsely saying that it's their costume without saying it, even if they said, oh, this costume is by this person. It's a weird thing. So I have declined them from sharing my stuff, just because I make all my stuff, and I don't want people to get confused thinking I bought from this company when they're just sharing my work and not, like, I don't know if that makes sense. Sorry. Okay, this one is fully fixed for the most part until I keep Like this one. Like this one. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna be OCD, and this is the problem when I work longer than 2 months on a costume, is I become very fixated on pieces rather than just working and then getting past it. Okay, we're gonna put it to the side now. We're saying it's done. Goodbye. You're done. Go away. Okay, let's see. Next one. Okay, so that's the massive seam on that one. Okay, it shows. And then there. Not too many holes on this one. That works. Always add water to your foam clay. Good questions from everybody today. What's everybody doing for dinner tonight? Or if you've already eaten, what are you gonna eat? Or what have you eaten? Watching this makes you want chicken wings. Okay. I could see that. I'm probably just gonna have a hot dog for dinner tonight. Trying to save a little money right now, so easy foods. Definitely harder to see when it gets all shiny. Okay, kind of done with that part. I gotta wait a little bit to add the lines because it's a little too wet. Do little touch-ups. the last thing for this cosplay? No, I still have the tail to make, and I kind of want to make the Diablo head to carry around. But close to being done. Ideally, if I can get all of the foams, this part done today, I can epoxy the harness insert pieces to the wing, and then I can cover that in the foam clay, and then I can start the part that holds all of the wing components. So hopefully get it nice. Okay, add the textured parts. Meal with your pattern, but with a samurai helmet, powder foam, chainsaw man, and a chain chop. Wait, what? You're not the. Are you the person that did it with the samurai helmet already, or are you doing? Wait. I cannot picture this. I'm sorry. You have my mind blown. I'm very curious now. There's one person in the community who has used the meal pattern and did a samurai version. Are you that person, or are you a different person? I'm sorry, I'm really bad with names. How long do you work on cosplay a day, and do you work on cosplays like 5 days a week or a full 7? It just depends. So I am an Air Force spouse, and a lot of my work revolves around things with that. So some days I can't work. I have to do more quiet stuff depending on when my spouse gets home from like being gone for like a week or two, and like it just depends. Typically I work on costumes every single day. I don't take a full day off, but a lot of times I'll wake up and I'm posting at like, I wake up around like 8:30, sometimes 7:30, depends on when Yuki wakes me up. And then I try to post around 8:30 or 9. That takes me about like 45 minutes to an hour just to do it on all the different platforms. And then typically I'll start cosplay work around like 10 a.m., 9:30 a.m. and then work till 11:30. Something easy. Then I have lunch, and then back to work at like 12 or 12:30, and then I work till around 4, have dinner at around 5-ish, so I take like an hour break, hour and a half, and then back to work at 5:30 or 6 until 9 or 10, and then I play games, and then try to be in bed around 11:30. Yeah, just depends on the day though. If I'm con crunching, then I'll be in here a lot longer. But I try to make time for playing games, watching TV, and not being in this room all day. Yeah. You did your remaking. Okay, so okay, got you. It was like I know this costume, but it's like, yeah, okay, cool. Made it too dark, like a dark gray instead. Yeah, you did a fantastic job first way around, so I'm excited to see the second way. Yeah. Samurai email and Samurai king. I don't know then. I only get tagged in the email ones, not the cane ones, unless they use my cane stuff. So. Okay, here's the next one. Also, we are getting close to finishing, so I'm going to start putting my foam up, and I will work on this later. But yeah, reminder for your EVA or your foam clay, don't just close it when you're done. Add water, because your foam clay lasts longer, and your foam clay needs to be moist for it to survive and not dry out. And then always zip your baggie and put it in a closed container. In here, and this was completely full beforehand. But yeah, that's what we did. So the next step would be basically, hopefully I'll get all of the wings kind of attached by the next stream. I don't know if we'll be working on the wings or not, but we will be working on more Lilith, because the other costume I can't show. So yeah, there's that, and we'll see. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching today's stream. If you are on Instagram or on TikTok, actually I was live streaming on youtube.com/TiffanyCosplay, and that is where I do my live crafting streams. I look like I have foam clay on my shirt. Awesome. Oh well. So yeah, but we worked on Lilith's wings today from Diablo. Still not finished. We'll still be working on it more. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new to the channel, we'd love to have you as part of our cosplay building community. So subscribe to the channel. It is free on YouTube. If you'd like to show some financial support, you can always join the community and become a member, which is a monthly subscription kind of thing. You get emotes, you get early access to cosplay tutorials and things like that. And it helps because this is my full-time job. And then thank you so much for those who helped contribute to the funds for the international convention that I can't talk about anymore. The goal did not update, but I do have calculations for all who helped with that, and I will be adding it, so it will be up to date and hopefully working by next stream. Sorry, it did not automatically do the thing. I don't know. The goal got we redid it, but it didn't do its thing. I'm not sure. But thank you, Adam, for the resub, the Mini Creep for the new sub, welcome to the community, the Real Malky for a resub, Real also for the $20 donation going to the international convention, Wizard for the $50 donation going towards the international convention, and then the Mini Creep for the $20 also going to the international convention. I really appreciate the support, and thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see